The hills drop sharply down towards the lake, and the lake was probably glistening in the sun. And there, looking at this great view, was Jesus, sat on a mountainside with his disciples sat around him. And as they were sat there, this mass of people begins to get closer and closer. Loads and loads of people, thousands of people in fact. You see, Jesus had been doing miracles. Blind people could see again. Sick people were getting better. And so wherever he went, crowds began to form. They wanted in on the action. Jesus looks up and sees this crowd coming towards him. There are old men, there are young children, there are mums carrying babies, there are teenagers with their friends, so many people. The crowd gathered. Jesus begins to tell stories, but there was a problem. As the day went on, hungry tummies began to start rumbling. People were getting really hungry, and there was no bakery nearby, no takeaway restaurant. Now, Jesus had a plan. He always had a plan. But curious to see what his disciples were thinking, he turns to one of them, Philip, and asks, "Where are we going to buy bread for all these people?" Philip must have looked worried. So many people. No supermarket nearby, and feeding this many people would be so expensive. It's going to cost like £15,000, says Philip. But then another of Jesus' friends pipes up, Andrew. He says, "Look, here's a boy. He's got 5 bread rolls and 2 fish. But how is that going to feed all of these people?" Maybe Andrew was having a laugh, but that poor boy. Thousands of people wanted to share his packed lunch. 5 bread rolls, 2 fish. Jesus gathers in his closest disciples for the game plan. Get everybody to sit down on the grass, he says. And then he takes the bread and he gives thanks. And then he takes the fish and he gives thanks. And the disciples begin to distribute the food. And somehow, amazingly, miraculously, this food begins to multiply. It feeds everyone. Everyone has their tummies filled. Tummies are full. And then Jesus brings in his friends again and says, "Guys, go around now and collect whatever is left over. We don't want to waste food." And so the disciples went out into the crowd to go and collect the leftovers. And they collected 12 baskets full of leftovers. And when the crowds saw this, with their tummies full, they knew that Jesus had been sent by God. Number 1. The boy hands over his packed lunch to Jesus and something incredible happens. Can you use your gift or skill today, like drawing a picture for somebody, to be used by God to encourage somebody who's feeling lonely or sad? Number 2. With soft toys or action figures, recreate this story with as many toys as you can. Number 3. Can you ask 5 different people via text or phone how they have been used by God? Number 4. With some bread in one hand or a can of sardines in the other hand, listen to this story again and imagine that you are the boy. How would you have felt? Number 5. This story is retold in all 4 gospel accounts. Read it in 2 different accounts and then talk as a family about why they could be different. For more ideas of how you can explore the Christian faith in the home, check out the Kitchen Table Project.